The average new car in America now costs $50,326. That is a record. That is not a typo. And that number does not include the fee they slipped onto your invoice that has nothing to do with how far the truck actually traveled to reach you. Because right now, GM, Ford, and Stellantis are all charging you $2,795 just to deliver your new vehicle. A fee you cannot negotiate, a fee you cannot opt out of, a fee that GM quietly raised 3 times between April 2025 and March 2026 alone, from $1,995 all the way to $2,795. That is an $800 increase, a 40% jump in less than 12 months. A Canadian buyer purchasing the exact same 2026 Chevrolet Silverado, built in the exact same factory, pays $900 less in that destination fee than you do. Same truck, same assembly line, $900 less, because they live 90 miles north of the border. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly how this system works, who it hits hardest, what is coming for prices in late 2026, and the specific moves buyers can still make to protect their wallets right now.
Here is the thing about tariffs. Most people think of them as something that happens to electronics or steel, something abstract, something that affects a spreadsheet somewhere in Washington. But a tariff on vehicles is not abstract. It is a number that ends up on your monthly car payment, wrapped inside a fee that sounds like it is just covering some guy with a truck and a clipboard. On April 3rd, 2025, the United States put a 25% additional tariff on imported passenger vehicles, stacked on top of the existing 2.5% base rate, for a total of 27.5% on passenger cars. For light trucks from countries without a free trade agreement, that number hits 50%. According to an analysis by Automotive News, these tariffs have cost automakers a combined $35.4 billion since implementation. Toyota alone is projecting $9.1 billion in tariff-related costs for the fiscal year ending March 2026. GM, Ford, and Stellantis together absorbed $6.5 billion in 2025. That $35.4 billion had to go somewhere. You're looking at where it went.
Let us talk about the real number first. According to Kelley Blue Book and Cox Automotive, the average suggested retail price across new vehicles rose 10.4% in the 12 months following tariff implementation. Imported vehicles absorbed the worst of it, with estimated increases of $5,000 to $8,900 per vehicle. Domestic vehicles, even American-made ones, climbed $1,600 to $2,000 because the parts inside them are global. But here is the irony. According to Kelley Blue Book, even though list prices went up 10.4%, buyers are actually paying about 5.9% more in practice. Dealers have been quietly absorbing around 4.5% through negotiation and competitive pressure. That window of leverage exists right now. It will not exist once 2026 model year vehicles fully work their way through the pipeline. The average destination fee is now $1,551 across all vehicles, according to Kelley Blue Book. That is up from $961 in 2015, a 61% increase in a decade. And for full-size GM and Ford trucks and SUVs, you're looking at $2,795 on every invoice. The 2026 Ram 1500 sits at $2,595. One Massachusetts dealer told the Wall Street Journal direct, it is a way to raise prices that is, shall we say, less transparent to the consumer. Car makers have raised destination fees a lot, and certainly faster than they've raised sticker prices. According to Edmunds, American car buyers spent more than $26 billion on destination charges in 2025 alone.
$26 billion on a line item that is supposed to cover shipping. Not all brands are taking the same hit, and this is where the comparison gets genuinely useful for anyone shopping right now. Buick is sitting at the worst exposure. With heavy production in China and South Korea, Buick is projected to see prices climb 22%, according to Insurify and Visual Capitalist. Hyundai and Kia are close behind at 21% each, with most production outside the United States. Subaru and Mazda are looking at roughly 15% increases due to Japanese assembly. On the other end of the spectrum, Honda builds most of its popular US models domestic and faces minimal tariff impact. Tesla builds entirely in the United States and is similarly insulated. Ford and Chevrolet are seeing increases in the $1,600 to $2,000 range on domestically assembled vehicles, driven by imported parts costs rather than whole vehicle tariffs. 7 of the top 50 best-selling models from 2025 could face both a 25% price increase and a 9% insurance cost increase simultaneously. The Toyota RAV4, Chevrolet Trax, Subaru Forester, Mazda CX-5, Hyundai Elantra, Chevrolet Trailblazer, and Hyundai Palisade are all on that list according to Insurify. These are not exotic vehicles. These are the family crossovers sitting in driveways across middle America.
Here is the part of this story that most car coverage misses completely.
About 60% of the auto replacement parts used in U.S. repair shops are imported from Mexico, Canada, and China. When a 25% tariff hits those parts, it does not just affect the dealer lot, it flows directly into your repair bill, and from your repair bill into your insurance premium. According to Insurify, auto tariffs are pushing average insurance premiums up by approximately 8%. That takes the average annual premium from $2,313 to $2,502, on top of increases that were already in motion. And according to AM Best, the average auto insurance claim now costs around $13,000, a 10% jump from 2024. Full coverage in 2026 now averages $208 per month, or $2,496 per year nationwide. Nevada sits at $335 per month, Louisiana at $327, Florida at $311.
So if you are buying a new $50,000 truck in Florida, you are looking at a $2,795 destination fee, a loan payment averaging $767 per month according to Experian, and potentially over $300 a month in insurance. That is over $1,800 per month before you put gas in it. And the insurance story is not finished yet. The industry typically takes 12 to 18 months to fully price in new cost structures. The full impact of 2025 tariff costs on insurance premiums is still arriving in 2026.
Here is what this actually means if you are planning to buy in the next 6 months. The leverage window is real, but it is closing fast. Right now, buyers are paying about 4.5% less than sticker because dealers are eating competitive pressure to move inventory. That is the good news. The bad news is that Cox Automotive says once 2026 model year vehicles fully land on lots, prices reset upward. We are talking another 4 to 8% on top of where things already are. Not because of some new policy, just because that is how long it takes tariff costs to crawl through a supply chain and show up on a window sticker. And remember that GM destination fee we opened with? It did not jump from $1,995 to $2,795 overnight. It climbed in 3 steps. First to $2,195, then to $2,595, then to $2,795. 3 separate increases in under 12 months. That is not a logistics adjustment. That is a pricing strategy with a very specific target. And that target is you at the dealership signing the paperwork. If you are shopping right now and you want the lowest tariff exposure, Honda and Tesla are your safest bets. Honda builds most of its popular models domestically. Tesla builds everything in the United States. If you are locked on a full-size truck, you are paying that $2,795 destination fee no matter which lot you walk onto. So negotiate everything else twice as hard to compensate. And if you are already in a vehicle with a payment that is quietly suffocating your monthly budget, check refinancing now. According to LendingTree, Americans who refinance cut their payments by an average of $142 a month. That is not nothing, but look at your loan term first, because Experian data shows middle-tier borrowers are currently stretching new car loans to 75 months just to keep the monthly number from looking terrifying. 6.25 years on a vehicle that statistically loses more value than your loan balance shrinks for the first 3 to 4 years of ownership. The payment looks manageable until the transmission does not.
So here is where we actually land on this. The fear is real. Prices are up, fees are up, insurance is up, and according to Cox Automotive, another 4 to 8% is likely before the end of 2026. That is not speculation. That is manufacturers working tariff costs through their supply chains on a predictable timeline. But the opportunity is also real, and it exists right now, not 6 months from now. Dealers are still absorbing nearly 5% in competitive pressure. Brand selection matters more than it has in years, and the buyers who understand the destination fee game, the insurance ripple, and the loan term trap are the ones who are going to come out of this in a manageable position. The question I want to leave you with is this. At $50,326 for the average new vehicle, with a $767 monthly payment, $2,496 per year in insurance, and another price increase likely before year end, how many Americans are one unexpected expense away from this becoming a serious problem? Let me know what you think in the comments. If this breakdown helped you, subscribe. We do this kind of research every week, and we are not done with the car market story yet. The system does not explain itself to you, so we will.